at DMV at the ass crack of dawn to get Chuck Bagger registered. Hopefully I won't be here too long. Got an appointment. Okay guys, just got the VIN inspected. About to go into the DMV and get it registered. Man, but you should have saw the guy that was doing the VIN inspection. He wouldn't let me go. He said he loved the thing. All right, fresh back from the DMV from registering old Chuck Bagger. Man, y'all check this out. I open my shed, my shop. Look what I find. The donor bike for Chuck Bagger's wiring harness and possible engine later on decided to flip over and do a handstand. I don't know when this sucker fell. I hadn't seen it since yesterday, but from there to there. Perfectly standing up on his handlebars doing a handstand. Check it out. Wow. You know what? Completely missed Chuck Bagger's saddlebag under there. That's a good thing. But man, check it out. We have to start strapping these things down. And before you say I should have had it on the center stand, it don't got one. I clamped it really tight. But I'm suspecting that the tire went flat and it just came out of there because you can see paint chips right there on the wheel. Oh man. This is about to be some hard physical labor to get this sucker back over. Alright gang, got it back up on the stand. Doesn't appear to have damaged anything. You know, nothing I really needed. So, alright, let's get this with it run going, man. You know the routine. I got to pull off the plastics on the back. This thing does have a battery in it, but it's dead. But I'm glad it's that size battery because I need one for something else. I can't remember. But yeah, well, okay. Well, it did break something. It broke the latch for the seat, but this is just a parts bike. I really don't care. It did get rid of some of that bad gas that's in there because it smells horrible. Absolutely horrible up in here. If you guys can't tell, I'm still laughing my tail off over here. I mean, I spent about 20 minutes looking at this thing just laughing. You know, thank God for the side pegs because I don't want to damage. I'm glad this panel didn't get damaged. I don't want to break it. I have an idea for another scooter. And I need this whole body. Even though the front pieces down here on the rockers are cracked up, I still can use it. Alright, let me stop talking and go ahead and break this thing down. Alright gang, got the plastics off of this bad boy and pulled the spark plug out. And it's not saturated in oil, so I went ahead and check the oil. There ain't much in there. It's like the bottom 3 X's on the stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin it over. I got the Make It Start 2000 over here, just chugging away. And we're just gonna hit the switch and see if any oil jumps out the jug. I doubt it because there wasn't nothing on the plug. But I'm gonna stand over anyway because I'm already, you know, fresh dressed like $1,000,000, ready to go to work here in a couple hours. So let's see what it do. Hey, nothing. All right, let me get that spark plug back in it, and they ain't trying to stab me. All right, spark plug back in real quick, and let's see if we got any spark on the situation. Now, the reason I got this bike is 1, Showcase 150, good for Chuck Bagger. 2, it had a key, and I hooked it up. All the stuff worked. I think the flasher is bad. I don't doubt it would be, but all the lights work. Now it's not flashing, I think maybe because I have the tail light and signals all that disconnected, but seems to be a good harness. Only thing I really want is the hand controls, both sides, and the brake levers, and the engine eventually in the wiring harness. So all right. Okay guys, I got that hooked up. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Find a spot for it to sit. You know what, hold on. Swing right back in. I'm gonna hook it up to the jumper cable. All right, it's on the jumper cable. Let's see if we got some spark. Okay, we got spark, we got rotation, We got a little bit of oil in it, enough just to hear it fire off. That's all we want to do. I'm not trying to, you know, do a whole bunch today since I got to go to work. I just want to hear it fire, and then I'll come back tomorrow with some petrol, some non-ethanol petrol, and see what it runs. Alrighty, that sucker in there. Let's grab the starter fluid. Oh shoot, you guys can't see a thing, my bad. Alright, let's see, where can I get the fluid in there? Still got a little bit of this varnishy gas in it, but that shouldn't stop us from hearing this thing bark. Now let's go right here on the intake with there, where somebody decided to shove a screw into a vacuum port. That might work. That'll work for us. Okay. Alright. Give it a shot of Berryman's carb cleaner. Ah, did any go in? There we go. Alright, let's hit the button, see if it'll make any noise. Oh shoot. Would if it had a ground. Put the ground back on. And on there. Alright. Make a noise. Oh, she got life. You know, get it again. This thing has been off the road since 2008. I found out from the yellow VIN plate. This is a 2007, so this thing only rode for 1 year, and they put 3,800 miles on it in 1 year. Man, they were rolling. All right, guys, let's do another little squirt before I go ahead and wash my hands and refreshing myself up for work. Ooh, shoot. Sparking. Oh, good. Okay. Let's see what it make any noise again. What was that? Alright, guys. Well, we got a runner on our hands. So I'm going to come back tomorrow morning when I wake up. We're going to put some fresh gas in it. Probably go ahead and clean out that carburetor real quick. And just spin this thing around the block just to see what this motor is like before we take it all apart. Alright? Okay, guys, I am back. It is not the next day, but rather 2 days later. You know, got busy. But, okay, we're going to go ahead and see if we can make this thing idle. We made it run. I don't know if I might have time to air these tires up, throw the seat on, and take a ride, but we'll see how far we can get. If not, the ride of this bike will be on the next video for Chuck Bagger. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and pull the carb off, but first I'm going to go ahead and drain this gas tank. You know, it smells like varnish, just really stinky. You can see that old varnish sticky gas right there. Okay, and let's see if we can see in the tank real quick. Hey, don't look bad. It's not rusted, nothing. All right, cool beans. So let me go ahead and just pull the fuel line real quick. I'm going to reuse the filter. I'm just going to take some of the Berryman's B12 and spray reverse flow in it and try to knock any gum or particulates out of it so we can just reuse it, because like I say, this bike is not for sale. This is a parts bike for Chuck Bagger, the Mad Hog, you know. All right, so let me get this thing drained out, and I'll be right back with you. Check it out, man. That's what came out the gas tank. I didn't think it was much fuel in there, but about I want to say a quarter of a gallon in there. Man, look how dark it is. Looks like dehydrated trucker piss, man. Oh God. Yeah, but this gas is 15 years old, so you expect it to look horrible. But look at the gel gum that came out of there. Now, I tried to disconnect the fuel filter, but you can see that didn't go. Oh God, I just got that all over me. You can see it didn't go as planned, and you can see that black gel in there. That's probably no way I was going to clean this filter out good enough. So it broke. I got another one, no big dealy. But yeah, now I went ahead and put some Berryman's B12 in the tank, and with some fresh gasoline right here. Kind of swishing it around, so I'm gonna drain out that, and let's see how cleaner it is. Pull the carburetor, get it in the ultrasonic cleaner, get it clean. Let's fire this thing up. Okay, gang, I flushed it 2 times, and yeah, it's still a little dark, so there's probably a lot of gum in there. Not gonna worry about it. We're gonna press forward, because when I use this engine, it's probably gonna get a big bore kit, new carburetor, everything. We just want to see this thing run. But quickly, first, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I gotta go get a new piece of fuel line, because this fuel line here, man, has broke right at the tank. Imagine that, sitting in the desert for 15 years and it's dry rotted. So I need to go get a new chunk of fuel line real quick so we can hook all of this hot mess back up. Okay, gang, the carb is off, and just want to look down inside the intake real quick, and it's pretty clean on the upside. There's a little bit of crud on top of that valve, but it looks pretty good in there. All right, let's go ahead and check the carb out. Now you can see on the carb right here in that port, this wasn't going to run. That is completely gummed up. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down, get its parts separated, put into bags. I'm using bags this time inside the ultrasonic cleaner here, and instead of these metal, plastic containers, because you can see the heat warps them, and I think I can fit everything inside the cleaner better inside of these bags. So yeah, go ahead and break it down. I already got the cleaner warming up. We just need to set the time. Probably do 15 minutes. There we go. Should be enough. And get this sucker clean and get it back on. Okay, guys, check this out. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a 2-stroke, but it's green. Yeah, you can see it does not look very good. But check this out. This is even worse. Look at that jet. Come on, focus. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. You can see the pilot jet there. It is absolutely plugged. There was no way we were just going to slap some gas down in the tank and get this thing to running. Okay, just want you guys to see that. I'll pull it apart and throw it in the bags. Okay, guys, I got the carburetor broke down, and it's sitting in a bath of pine sol. The main body of the carburetor in the bowl and everything, but they got the jets in a solution of that old used Berryman's. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in the ultrasonic cleaner like I stated, but in the sake of saving time, I do have another carburetor that is much better condition. I've cleaned this one before, and it works just fine. Works perfect. Floats and everything are good on it. You can see the jets are not, they're not clogged at all. So yeah, we're going to slap this one on just for the sake of saving time. I'm going to go ahead and use this high-rise intake I have. Probably can't put the seat bucket back on, but we just want to hear it run right now at this point. I got to get out of here in a few. But yeah, this is the intake that came off of it. I am not going to fight getting this car back on with this old crusty 16-year-old freaking intake. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let me get this stuff started, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So now I've got the replacement carburetor on. I did not use the high-rise intake because, as you can see, the studs for the intake are too short. No way in heck that was going to fit. So I found another one in my stash. It was much better condition than the original. Went ahead and hooked up all my vacuum lines. I had to put a T in here because, as you can see, the original intake had 3 ports, 1, 2, and 3. So I hooked up a little T. Well, had 3 ports, but this one was plugged off with a screw. So I put a T in the line so we can tie in all our vacuum hookups. I can't remember what the name of this piece here is on the side of the car the vacuum line goes to, but yeah, I went ahead and just hooked it all up. I did use the old fuel line that went from the from the fuel pump to the carburetor. I had to switch out that fuel pump because if the inside of our carburetor looked like that, you know this fuel pump probably is no bueno. So I had another one. I went ahead and hooked it up. I got some gas in the tank. I flushed it out one more time, and this is what we got some more chunks out of it. So hopefully that's all of the chunks, but it should be good enough to start. So let's go ahead and turn on, make it start 1000 or 2000, whatever I called it last. Let's just put this sucker on 40 amps. All right. Real quick before I say that, now I went ahead and pulled the CVT cover off because it was missing a lot of bolts. And I just wanted to look at the belt and see how everything looks, but it's a belt. It's kind of hard. So when I get ready to use this engine, that belt definitely got to be changed. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn the bike back on. Uh-oh. What's going on? We're not getting power. Oh, here we are. Oh, the lights didn't come on this time. That's weird. So, let's see if we got anything. Oh! It fired straight up. Okay. Let's try it again. Give it a couple pumps. And this is firing and shutting straight off. Alright guys, well she's firing but she's not running. So give me a sec, let me look over this real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay gang, I figured it out. My idle adjustment screw was taken all the way in, so it was getting way too much fuel on the startup. So I backed it off a little bit and it fired up and it started running. So let me let you guys hear it. Everything back on. There we go. Alright, it is not smoking. CVT appears to be running, well, working. Gonna let this thing warm up a little bit. Now I did, let me turn it off. Alright, turn it off for a second. We'll let it run and warm up in a second. But yeah, now what, oh, you know what? I forgot to hook up the choke. That might help. Put that back in there. Alright, choke's back on, but okay guys, it is running kind of rough. I did not change the spark plug. It looked okay. And now I did lose a little bit of gear oil when this thing flipped over and sat upside down for Lord knows how long. I added a little bit of oil to it. I didn't change it. I just added a little bit to it because I just want to hear this thing run. So, alright, we got a runner. Let's just see how will she settle out and idle better. Okay guys, I'm going to let it run for a bit and warm up and I'll tune you back in. Okay guys, I got it to run a little bit better. I don't think that carb is good and clean as I thought it was. The pilot jet seems to not be picking up. So let's see, will it start again? Turn it on. Oh, it is idled up a little high, but all right, she's a runner. She sounds pretty good. Turn it off. All right, now I do believe I am going to have to go through that carb there a little bit. Just seems like it's just a jet issue. I thought it was a vacuum leak at first, but after checking all my lines and everything is okay, gang. I was having camera issues. It died. So, all right, man. It runs. It sounds kind of strong. No loud noises or chatter. Do know I got a little bit of a leak right there. I'm going to have to check that out. So hopefully nothing major. But yeah, guys, this is where I'm going to leave this video. We have a runner. So the plans with this bike is to take the wiring harness off, the hand controls that are good. Even the headlight works, but we're not using that. And we're going to put all of that over here onto Chuck Bagger. Now, Chuck Bagger, I want to hear it run so bad. So that's why we're taking all this and putting it on this bike. This is just the parts bike, guys. All right, I want to thank everybody. If you got to this point in the video, I appreciate it. And stay tuned. Stay tuned with me. Tomorrow, I'm going to start putting Chuck Bagger together because we want to hear what those pipes sound like. You know, with my little custom flux capacitor, little 1-in 2-out muffler that I made. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to see you on the next one. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, later.